Hi all. Just wanted to show you guys a new discovery of mine. I always knew about the foundation of America to have been chosen thanks to astrology because founding fathers knew better, like JP Morgan and all the billionaires and decision makers, ancient or modern, who use astrology and still do extensively, in fact. They chose the day for essentially foundation of America or whatever, July 4th as, the day that the sun in the sky was to be essentially fused with Tishtar or Sirius or the Dog Star or the X Star. These are the names for this star, and this is one of the most powerful fixed stars we have. In fact, in the scripted simulation or the Earth simulation, based on my research, based on research in general by my colleague and I, these fixed stars really work, and I've been researching them in charts of people. They're not common at all because you want to be very religiously, big on tight orbs. So if you have these stars active in your chart, active basically by a planet or point, a very important point or planet. So for example, for Elon Musk, he has his Mercury and he has his ascendant rising sign fused with Sirius star. Sirius star, to be fused with Sirius star, you have to have them within 2-degree orb. It's a big deal, 250. In fact, I honestly don't go above 2. With some stars, I may go 3, but it's not that common. For example, Trump has that too. Trump has his ascendant literally fused with a Regulus, the regal star. Regal star is known to hypnotize masses. You can rise to fame essentially as a leader. Overnight, and it's very, very hard for anyone who has regal star, especially on the ascendant or let's say on the sun, to not become or be seen as a leader of the masses. And it's also very hard for a person who has that to not hypnotize the masses. When it comes to Regulus, that's really the power of Regulus. Essentially, we live in a video game. We live in a video. Yeah, it's a scripted computation. It's a video game. And these fixed stars give us special power, special turbo power. I don't know, Super Mario or something. You click on it, instead of 1 extra life, you get 100 extra lives. You get, you just get more brownie points, more whatever, mushrooms, whatever, the video game is. So that's what, Elon Musk has. Sirius star from, the ancients always associated it to prosperity and fortune. I've done some research on the Persians, especially Zoroastrians, Mithraic, in Mithraism, how Tishtar or Tyr, and also the festival Tiragon, how this was such a big deal to them. The Egyptians really thought of this as a big deal star. I mean, this was a major, major star to the ancients and all cultures, and even Chinese, or in the Orient, everywhere. This was a big deal star, and the associations have always been with wealth. So with Regulus is with king, becoming a king and being a very popular king, or very sort of almost untouchable king, which we can see with Trump, frankly. Whether you like him or not, you can see the power that the guy has, and it's like the power to be risen as a king, keep being seen as a king, no matter what he does. People just don't see that. They just worship him as a king, as the sun god, which is what really Regulus is. And Regulus in the ancient time was associated with Cyrus the Great and with sun god Jesus. Regulus, in fact, you can actually see, and I'm doing research on the birth of Jesus, if there was a Jesus character, and I'm very scientific about it, whether it was, or it could have been a bunch of people. It could have been a myth about one person or a bunch of persons to do with the Messiah stuff. But I am actually looking into the dates and trying to figure out certain things I have in mind related to Regulus, to actually figure out what is the actual birth year and most likely month of Jesus' birth. And that is, or at least anyone who could have been basically matching the archetype. And that is something I'm actually researching right now. Anyhow, so yeah, what a coincidence, guys, that that Elon would actually go after Dogecoin, because Sirius is also known as the Dog Star, X Star, changing name Twitter to X. Very interesting coincidence. Of course, my scientific friends and colleagues would say, oh, it's a coincidence. It's a coincidence. It's all coincidence, guys. It's even synchronicity is coincidence. Everything is, isn't it? Anyhow, very interesting. My respect for Elon Musk went up by, many folds, because he's as intelligent as JP Morgan when it comes to astrology, I would say. Oh, before I forget, his Sabian symbol, because I have created, in my website, we actually have a section for celebrities, and we create their charts, and the readings are all being completed right now, hours of horoscope reading. But essentially the Sabian symbols, and these are all divine symbols, remotely viewed symbols by famous American medium Elsie Wheeler in 1925. So over essentially a century ago, these symbols were divined, or you could say psychically remotely viewed by Elsie Wheeler in a very double-blind experiment. Actually, you guys have to go and read the paper on it. I wrote it in Medium. It's a very short paper talking about how the experiment of coming up with Sabian symbols actually was all about. What was the protocol and why it was actually quite scientific. And these images are corresponding to the text and drawn by AI, but the text is very much corresponding to the degree of the zodiac. I don't know how psychics work, to be honest, but it's all based on the text for every degree of the zodiac, all divined by her. But there is an ancient origin to Sabian symbols. It's essentially some sort of ancient oracle. It's a long story. I don't want to get into it here. But for Elon Musk, his north node or destiny point, his Rahu, the serpent's head, which is very important in astrology. We always look at it to know the reason for incarnation, reason for coming into this meat suit avatar on Earth simulation. What's the main mission? What was the reason the person wanted to come here? And essentially, for him, it's a man and a dog, and it's in Aquarius, 16 degrees. And this is essentially the image that is divined by Elsie Wheeler for that specific degree. It wasn't, of course, divine for Elon Musk, but Elon Musk has his destiny point or Rahu on this exact degree, which is about a man and a dog. I mean, isn't that fascinating? Call this also synchronicity. I'd say this one, it would be news to him. I don't know how much he has really used astrologers to extensively study his life and everything about him. Clearly, he has when it comes to the other ones. Zero chance he doesn't know about these. However, I think he probably would not have done Sabian symbols, or maybe he has. A lot of Sabian symbols, when you do them, you do it for your main planets. Perhaps he hasn't seen his destiny point on this, man and dog degree. But there are all sorts of other reasons he would have chosen dog image for his dog coin, Sirius star itself. And of course, the chance of him seeing this is probably close to zero, because these sort of guys just don't watch, anything by Nobody's Like Us. However, it would be nice if someone knows him, please send it to him and tell him that, hey, your destiny point is about a man and a dog.